Hello, and welcome to a video on the Amazon rainforest, specifically deforestation. Deforestation is the permanent destruction of indigenous woodland, the removal of a forest basically. So what are the reasons for deforestation in the Amazon rainforest? Cattle ranching is the leading cause of deforestation in the Brazilian Amazon. This has been the case since at least the 1970s. Government figures attributed 38% of deforestation from 1966 to 1975 to large-scale cattle ranching. Today the figure is closer to 60%. Most of the beef is for urban markets, while leather and other cattle products are primarily for export markets. Brazil is today the world's largest exporter and producer of beef. The Amazon currently has more than 80 million head of cattle, up from 26.6 million in 1990. It has more than 214,000 square miles of pasture, and open space larger than France. Why does deforestation occur though? Well, the main reasons for increased cattle ranching include land tenure laws. In Brazil, colonists and developers have traditionally been able to gain title to Amazon lands by simply clearing forest and placing a few head of cattle on the land. Also, cattle ranching has a long history in the Brazilian Amazon and is as much a part of culture as an economic activity. Each squatter acquires the right known as a usufruct right to continue using the piece of land by living on a plot of unclaimed public land and using it for at least 1 year and a day. After 5 years the squatter gains ownership and the right to sell the land. Between 1995 and 1998, the government granted land in the Amazon to roughly 150,000 families. Poor farmers typically use fire for clearing land. The land is planted with crops like bananas, palms, manioc, maize, or rice. After a year or two, the soil begins to become infertile, and the farmers press a little deeper and clear new forest for more short-term agricultural land. The old, now infertile fields are used for small-scale cattle grazing or left for waste. Soybean production in particular is a major cause for deforestation. Philip Fernside, co-author of a report in Science and member of Brazil's National Institute for Amazonian Research in Manaus, explains.
Act on deforestation by consuming cleared land, savanna, and transitional forests, thereby pushing ranchers and slash-and-burn farmers ever deeper into the forest frontier. Soybean farming also provides a key economic and political impetus for new highways and infrastructure projects, which accelerate deforestation by other factors.
Another cause for deforestation in the Amazon is logging. In theory, logging in the Amazon is controlled by strict licensing which allows timber to be harvested only in designated areas. However, there is significant evidence that illegal logging is quite widespread in Brazil. In recent years, IBAMA, Brazil's environmental enforcement agency, has made several large seizures of illegally harvested timber, including one in September 2003 when 17 people were arrested for allegedly cutting 10,000 hectares worth of timber. Road construction in the Amazon leads to deforestation. Roads provide access to logging and mining sites while opening forest frontier land to exploitation by poor landless farmers. This is a primary reason for the previous reasons. Infrastructure and road building is closely linked with the other factors and is a reason for them occurring, especially with logging. What are the impacts of this deforestation? Economically, it is mixed. Some people, particularly Brazilian businesses, are putting pressure on their own government to let them use the rainforest resources to make money. Their main argument for this is that the money produced can be used to help develop the country in other areas, not just the economy, but improving education, health care and the general standard of living for the people of Brazil. However, In a study of 286 municipalities by the Center for Functional and Evolutionary Ecology in Montpellier, France, they found a different result. In the short term, it is quite beneficial for the deforesters, especially farmers, and the community as they make money from the natural resources of the forest, making money off the timber and the farms that are set up in the cleared lands. However, in the long term, it is not good at all as the soil is rapidly degraded, making farming and cattle ranching unsustainable. This land ends up being abandoned. The environmental impacts of deforestation though are bad. Over half of the known plant species are found in tropical rainforests, with 10 kilometers squared of rainforest containing as many as 1,500 species of flowering plant, 750 species of tree, 400 species of bird, 150 varieties of butterfly, 100 different reptiles and 60 different amphibians. Many species still have to be identified and discovered, with 99% of the world's insects living in the Amazon. As well as deforestation, which has destroyed the habitats of many of species, we already get over half of our medicines from discoveries made in the tropical rainforest. One of these recently found, derived from a periwinkle, has reduced deaths from child leukemia from 80% to approximately 20%. Yet if the rainforest is still cut down, undiscovered chemicals and medicines that are still waiting to be found will be gone forever. The social impacts of deforestation are also quite bad. With slash and burn agriculture in the Amazon, there are social impacts such as new migrants. These new settlers also bring differences in culture to the area, and this can lead to social conflict and political disputes with the indigenous tribes. Here is an indigenous man telling us about his thoughts.
When Europeans arrived to the northeast of Brazil about 500 years ago, there were about 6 million of my people subsisting off the Amazon rainforest. Today, our numbers are about 200,000 and decreasing every year. Not only is this because we are losing our natural homes and environment within which we are used to living, we are also losing our traditional culture and way of life. Young people in the tribes also don't want to identify with their traditional culture anymore, and, instead, go to seek their fortune in the big cities and towns such as Belém. My people still live in the Amazon, but some other tribes such as the Kayapo have been forced to live on reservations. Some of these don't have good living conditions, and, in previous decades, the spread of diseases among such people has been devastating.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it.